session 136, EMBODY.
Oh
and
my.
we are uh we
So
are
many.
still I know, my gosh. And it's even technically more because like the Halloween ones weren't additional session numbers. They were just different
Yeah, they just
parts.
count as vignettes.
We're probably at like I think we're probably at like 150 at least. But
Episodes? Oh, yes.
yeah.
Plus, there's
So
the side stories.
we are at the monastery in the Brow Mountains of Mesomasca. We have experienced the local flavor, the local culture. It is a place filled with interesting people of all makes and models, and even different religious beliefs, though they're expressed in different ways. Or there's some interesting common thread that can bring all of these unique individuals together, and they seemingly operate in this commune where they'll garden, grow food, make food, they'll do chores, they'll maintain the place, they'll exercise, or just sit in the sun and meditate, or whatever. And in our last session, the main focus was that Bright was taken into this central small lake. It's really a spring, which is interesting to have a spring at the top of a mountain, and with a possessed Selene acting as her psychopomp through this quizzical journey through this riddle dungeon. A
Through her
character.
Sphinx training.
What's that?
Through her Sphinx training. She's trained to become part of the
Oh.
hegemony. She was getting her Sphinx training.
Yeah, so welcome to the Azoria Senate, Bright. A character known as Regal, who is first met by Mordecai from the dinner that was served the prior night, ended up putting Bright through this test that had no obvious consequence to it. Simply the fact that this character seemed to be hopeful of Bright and also disappointed in Bright as she answered or struggled through various questions that were asked of her. However, the questions were eventually answered, and you all did successfully wake up with no known injury to body, mind, or soul, or emotion. I'm sure there's other ways I could split you up. And you got to talk about it. There was a breakfast, and an ultimatum was issued by Norallie. Since she has said no more, I'm done with the metaphors. And now this is where we catch up to what I was talking about earlier with the no metaphor, the no simile, the plain speaking. Because Norallie has turned into a Nora Y. And of course we have that as an emote in chat, where she looks rather confused at everyone who is speaking in riddles and just sort of doing things in weird fashions. And also, now look, don't tell Norallie I said this, she might also feel kind of petty because she wasn't given a tree. A little miniature tree from the garden. You didn't hear that from me. I'm just presuming.
Didn't get a flower. She didn't get a tree.
She doesn't
And
get a
then
straight
she got
answer.
a mushroom that she didn't really want. And then when she tried to give away the mushroom, the person got upset because he thought the mushroom was a flower. But mushrooms are not flowers.
And then there's Selene, pinching the bridge of her nose, looking at Norallie and shaking her head like, you don't understand metaphor at all.
And when we had woken up, I believe that Selene was going to meet with Regal because she had either questions to ask, answers to search for, or a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Yeah, she was heading straight for that building.
As a minor detail about that character was discovered in your
minor.
possession. Mordecai, you were left at breakfast just to kind of do your thing.
Because Selene insisted that she doesn't need my help.
Yep. Norallie has her finger on the button of the sending stone, ready to call in air support and evac out of there.
The second I hear a metaphor.
And Bright, I don't know if upon waking up, if you needed any extra time to rearrange any spells or to do anything in the morning after your interesting journey, Bright's bizarre adventure through not necessarily even critical thinking, just different thinking. The way to approach something differently than the most obvious way. And it was difficult because Bright has all of the wrinkles in her brain, and I was trying to smooth them out. I was trying to iron them out with these riddles.
Why would you
conundrums.
try to smooth brain Bright?
Because she needs to learn to be a smooth brain every now and again, and
Don't be
look
a
at
smooth
things.
brain forehead.
It's because apparently the mantra here at this place, or at least their version of a grace before eating, was "nothing is as it seems," which is a common phrase that many of us hear IRL. However, it continues on to say, "and neither is it otherwise." At which point you go, okay.
No need.
So what is it that they know? Norallie would argue absolutely nothing, and they're all fools. But maybe Bright suspects more because she seems to be at least a bit of a fan. That this is an alternative way of thinking. It's a school, but it's a school that doesn't answer questions. It teaches questions, or it unlearns answers. How do I describe this? Anyway.
You can't you can't have the wrinkles in your brain smoothed out if you're already smooth brain, Fivehead.
I'm just envisioning just a sort of like derpy faced Norallie with a little bit of drool out the side of her mouth, just getting ready to push a button.
I've been smooth brained before.
Then
yes, you're smooth brain now.
Damn.
what we will do to give the party time to finish their breakfast, study their spells, sleep in, or explore the grounds further, because there's still more to see or do. There's people doing a lot of things, philosophizing, studying, meditating, sleeping, whatever. But Selene had a very direct route to take. There's really nothing circuitous. I don't think she's going to stop and smell the flowers or the mushrooms.
Nope. She's on a mission.
And so you are going to be leaving the initiate's dormitory and marching across the campus, though it's not quite straight across unless you have water walk, because then you'd have to cross the pond. But you are going to make your way over to the pagoda, or at least the pagoda top tower, where Mordecai had his encounter with Regal. And Mordecai did bring up that things felt kind of disjointed in his pursuit of Regal, and maybe even in the conversation with Regal. So whatever that might mean to you, Selene, you're making excellent time. No one is getting in your way, at least not purposely. But you are passing various monks in various states of dress. doing various things. If none of that concerns you, then, well, you leave them
It
behind.
does not. It does not. They are superfluous.
Very well. Then you come up to some big, heavy wooden doors with slightly rusted, but very large iron, like knocker rings or like pull rings to pull it open.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Knockers. Grab the knocker. Doof, doof, doof.
Okay. There is no reply.
Of course there isn't. Is there another monk nearby?
You could find one. Yeah, it's early morning, so they're out doing all sorts of errands and chores or whatever meditative or self-improving exercises.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and find one of the monks and ask them a question.
Sure. Yeah, you run across a roll a d10 for me. All right. You run across a blue dragonborn monk who is sweeping.
Dragonborn. All right.
So probably
Little
from
rat.
Kandor.
Yeah, a little rarer than the regular fare around here. Excuse me. I'm gonna try and get his attention.
Which language are you speaking in?
I'll make it a draconic.
Oh, all right. Subtle flex, that's fine. And in Draconic, you... Yes, can I help you, stranger?
Yes, so I'm looking for Regal. Do you know where they might have gotten off to?
For Regal... I cannot account for Regal. Not unless we were sitting at a meal.
Hmm. I figured that might be the case. Alright. Thank you anyway.
Is there anything else I can answer or question for you?
If one was truly looking to get a scope of the land upon which we stand, where would they go?
Ah. I would recommend the top of the mountain.
Thank you kindly.
And he
that's
points-
exactly where Selene's gonna be headed. After, of course, he finishes. She's not gonna interrupt him.
Nope. He looks thoughtful and he looks around. And his gaze turns to, it does actually hit the top of the pagoda tower. It hits the top here, and eventually, before he gives his answer, his gaze and a sweeping open hand goes to the tippity top, and there is a small building at the top as well. Though it, with the sun bearing down on it, unobstructed, really no shadows up there, it looks decrepit, not maintained. You see holes in the roof, a little bit of like crumbling wall. It's not like a mile above you or anything, because you're already towards the top. You're just not at the top. But compared to the other buildings, which, look old or worn or, roughly hewn, because no one up here, like, you've seen no signs of advanced blacksmithing or masonry. It's, well, let's move rocks and let's use what we have to build what we have. But compared to the other buildings, the one at the very top is older or less maintained or something.
Makes sense. But that'll be where I'm headed.
Ma'am, before you go, if you don't mind. He holds out the broom to you.
She would take the broom.
Okay. He gives a courteous bow and walks away.
Yeah, she probably finished sweeping first.
Okay. When you begin sweeping, you realize that, I mean, he was sweeping, but he's sweeping a dirt path. And how long would you like to sweep the dirt path?
I'll give it a little bit, not too long,
Okay.
but enough to ponder.
Certainly. And what are you pondering as you're sweeping?
Just the fact of Regal and her are almost pretty much sharing in nature. And the kinds of questions that she feels like she needs to ask.
As you're sweeping, I would sincerely enjoy you rolling an insight check.
An insight check, you say?
I do.
I'll take a 21.
That seems pretty good. Give me 1 second as my headset is beeping at me that it needs to be plugged in. And I'd prefer not to have any more technological hiccups. Come on now. There we go. All right. So, you're sweeping, you're contemplating, and various lines are drawn in the dirt path by the bristles of your broom. One sweep makes a pattern. You sweep back the other way. It partially erases the old pattern, leaves a new one. And even though you take the same sweep with the same side of the broom forward again, the pattern's not the same as the one from the original direction. The lines move, the lines change, but all the same, the lines are connected in their design by the ends of the broom bristles. And while the path is no cleaner, the path might be prettier, might be neater. Some, I don't know, some weird peripheral notion crosses your mind that despite nothing changing, it's always changing. Or that while the goal to clean the dirt path wasn't achieved,
That's
maybe
not
the dirt
goal.
path didn't need to be cleaned. It just needed to be addressed, to be changed, to be moved. However, Selene wants to contemplate the observation.
The lines change, but everything still remains connected. And it's not that the path is to be cleaned, it is that one must make their own mark upon the machinations of the design.
I would like you to roll a perception while you're sweeping and contemplating.
Cool. I have advantage on these. 23.
Okay.
23-19.
Various monks are going about their business around you as you have become temporarily absorbed in your task of sweeping the dirt path. And as they speak, and you speak several languages, I believe non-magically, you might compete with or even surpass Bright for the number of languages you can speak.
Yes,
really
I
know
can
that
speak.
many languages.
I speak 5, non-magically.
No bonus languages.
Yeah, I speak 5 non-magically. So.
And in the coming and
I
going,
speak a lot of languages.
there are monks who are set about doing all manner of tasks. Some are off to heal. Some are off to go and make lumber from logs. There are some that are there to decorate the place, or to even extract various dyes or colors from the gardens that are in the temple grounds. And through the coming and going, and you thinking about this, and issues of connectivity or the goals of the things that you do, your brain catches on to several words that have been brought up between these various laborers as they have passed you along this path. And you stop for a moment because it was something... Where was that before? Because there were people that were talking about they're painting something. Paint the... I don't know, the temple. Someone was talking about getting things ready in the cafeteria, and the notion of lines. I guess people need to stand in lines. There was people who were going off to produce lumber from logs, and they were saying, "Oh, I have to go and cut the..." And the perception moves on. And someone else who was there to maybe heal, was going out of their way to the infirmary. Something about the men were in need of just attention this morning.
Lines. And she ponders this. And her eyes go wide. Oh Okay, now I really need to find him.
And the lines that you've drawn in the sand are scribbled everywhere, connected to each other, connected to everything else, even by proxy. Do you abandon your task? And so too, do you abandon the broom or do you take it with you?
I'm gonna take the broom with me, and Mordecai is going to receive a sending. Mordecai? Sorry, no, not Mordecai. Bright is going to receive a sending.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
This place just got a lot more dangerous. More information in a bit. Okay, thanks, bye.
Get that free one word in there.
Yeah, it's a good thing that K thanks bye is one word.
Yeah.
So my response is going to be, I'm glad I didn't finish preparing my spells yet. I wish she would have just told me what the danger was.
Well, she did say more information in a bit. And she was nice enough to even set it off with a K thanks bye.
That's true. I do appreciate the K thanks bye. That's you know how humans like to sign their papers sincerely, or don't say K thanks bye.
Yeah. Yes, it's foreign like goose. Yeah, K thanks bye, one word for the purposes of sending. I love that. It's just it's the tiniest thing that adds so much character. But
Now, you and your broom, were you going to the pagoda? Were you going someplace else?
yeah, we're going to the pagoda at the top.
Oh, at the tippy top, or the
Yeah,
tower that
at the-
Regal.
Go at the tippy top.
Okay, and how would you like to get there?
Mostly by walking. I mean, how long is the walk?
That's a very good question. There's no signs like, oh, path this way, or elevators or stairs.
Well, I mean, do I have those? No, I don't have those. Okay. We'll get up there by the shortest possible route.
Okay. And for you, that is?
I'm still, like, pretty sure that's walking because, teleportation is, like, super dangerous. Let's see.
I mean, you can always conduct some science and try.
I'm not conducting science.
Science!
No.
Oh, but you're
Oh, I
alone
got-
and split from the party. This is the perfect opportunity.
No, it's not.
No, don't do
No,
it.
it's- no,
Don't
it's
do it, it's
not.
a trap.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be walking.
Okay.
I know, how plain.
Certainly. So you begin walking for some time, and you are seeing no obvious steps, ladders, elevators, or means of easy ascent to the top.
I will pathfind my way up there.
Yeah, make a survival.
We like survival here.
Most of the time.
I'll just make sure to grant myself a little help.
Okay.
15. Sorry, 14 rather.
14.
Not terrible. Could have been much better, but not terrible.
Well, it'd be a pain, but it's not unclimbable. It's not like there's a bunch of smooth surfaces. There are wrinkles and outcroppings. There are some places that would make for a short, hikeable ascent, but nothing that you've been able to tell is a path. That is presented to you through natural means. Of course, we live in a world of magic. There could always be some magic hidden, illusion that is keeping something from you. But if we're not taking magic into consideration, there is no obviously easy ascent to the top. But you can always give climbing a try.
Let's see here. Maybe I might be able to do a thing here. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, there is a thing I could do here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a moment, and I will just grab everything for that. And then we will be good to do things. Now it's my turn to use a ritual, because I actually prepared this today.
What you got?
On the note that I might actually need it. I'm gonna ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So you are praying for this this ability to see and detect magic around you, and
Communing with the land itself, even.
everything is glowing magical.
What kind of magic?
There's no type of magic. This is not conforming to the usual spectrum of color to school.
Huh. That's just raw energy then.
Wild magic. Beware.
But yeah, Selene will do the physical climb.
Okay. Selene, I would greatly enjoy you making an athletics check.
Good luck.
Now, why would Mordecai... Why ever would Mordecai wish...
Do not fall to your death, please.
Yep.
Selene, Mordecai has blessed you with his luck.
Don't worry, I have ways of sorting this out.
There's a very easy way to solve this. Your husband can fly.
Yes, but it's not your trip to make, now is it?
Ah.
This is my pilgrimage.
I am part angel.
Yes, but this is my pilgrimage.
I'm just gonna point out that you don't have your AC bonus because you guys are more than 30 feet away.
It's also pretty sure it's been more than a week.
I'm pretty sure it's been over.
You fall. Yeah, we're past the honeymoon phase.
That has been like 3 days. I don't know.
You fall and clatter, and the broom is the last thing that sort of like tumbles down and ends up giving you a swift bonk on the forehead. And a passing monk looks at you as you are in the dust at the base of where you started to climb. The more you take, the more difficult it will be. And he makes he just is pointing out to stuff like, you have a big old shield, and you have a great sword, and you have all of this other stuff, and you're trying to climb the side of the mountain. Is there sage wisdom in that? Probably. Is it necessarily deep? It's probably more just a passing observation.
And it's also it's also kind of dangerous to be going without my gear.
Those who built the building atop the mountain only took with them what they needed to build. You might want to do the same. Unless makes a vague gesture of everything, like you and all the spaghetti that just spilled out of your pockets. He's just, unless that's necessary for where you're going.
The path I walk is an uncertain one. It very well might be. But, and she'd lean the broom up against the rock.
Hmm.
I do see the basin. Those observations.
I won't tell anyone that you took a tumble. A lot of people have. I'm only newly arrived here. Well, I've probably been here for several months. But it's humbling to learn... No. To unlearn the things that you had learned. Or I guess to see the truth or the realization to what's been there the whole time. So, if I can point it out to you, maybe I saved you some time and extra bruises.
Maybe. Perspective is the mother of all elixirs, after all. Now, there's something. There is actually something I can do here, and I'm glad I prepared this spell as well. If I'm being honest.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna cast Enhance ability, and I'm picking Bull Strength.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to climb again.
All right, Selene, now Swolene.
I will go ahead and make it out of athletics check. With
At
advantage
advantage.
this time. Not that helped me.
Wow.
Selene, you tap into this magic, you enhance yourself, and yet you find that your efforts are continued to be baffled.
Yeah, I don't even think she falls. She's just like,
This should be easier, especially as magically enhanced as as enlightened as you are now after the passing monk pointed out all this other stuff.
You know, I could probably see a way upon which this gets even easier, and that's if I leave my gear here. I'm gonna pop down back into the initiate's dorm where we were staying.
So you went from generally over here back to the dorm. Though before you do, because you have been out talking and sweeping and trying to climb and receiving passing advice, you may or may not find any of the other party members here. So, while Selene is out in this initial excursion to find her way, to find her path, Norallie, do you just want to stay in the Initiate's dorm? Are you going to wander about the grounds, and or do you want to just, I don't know, sit on a cliffside? What's that?
I was spending time with Mordecai.
Okay. Then, what are the two of you doing?
What are we doing?
Well, I'm waiting. She just holds up the setting stone. I'm waiting.
For what?
For someone to tick me off.
Someone's
You're anticipating. You're anticipating someone's going to tick you off.
Happened a lot yesterday.
Yeah?
So why wouldn't it happen today?
I don't know. If you're expecting it, you might actually be predicting it.
What's the difference?
Well, one has to do with your outlook on the day. Generally speaking, I try to be upbeat, and, that generally makes things feel better throughout the day, but if I'm wallowing in misery, as I've been known to do when certain individuals are not around, it just sours the whole thing,
Maybe.
Well, Norallie, what do you plan to do about it?
Nothing. I'm gonna wait.
For what?
I'm gonna wait to make this phone call. I mean, sending stone call.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And you don't think you have anything to learn?
No. The people here don't even know the difference between a mushroom and a flower. There's nothing I can learn here.
Are you sure about that? You've never been curious about where it is that you get your powers from?
No.
Not at all?
Not
Because you're
really.
not a wizard. You're not a wizard like Bright. Bright had to learn to harness arcane power. She wasn't born with it.
Mm-hmm.
Selene had to learn how to harness divine power. I had to learn how to harness arcane power, but you were born with it.
Yeah.
Aren't you curious why that is?
I mean, what does it matter how I got it? Like, what's it gonna change if I know?
I mean, nothing, I suppose. But
Yeah. So,
you're not curious?
I mean, even if I was, I don't think these people would know.
It's the whole reason that Loki was even jealous of you in the first place.
Well, he has his own magic now, so it's fine.
That was from Shonaruth, and probably still is.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm curious for you. If you're not curious, that's on you. But I've never met anyone like you, and I've traveled all of Mesomaska. You're the first person born with arcane power that I've ever met.
Maybe, I don't know.
That I've ever met.
Well, there could be other people. Who knows?
I mean, there could be. I don't know. I can't help but wonder if it's the world that just gave you that power. I don't know. That's my hypothesis.
Maybe. But, even if it is, what's the matter, really? Doesn't change anything.
Not particularly, no. But, I don't know. Might be something to explore when we're, done saving the world.
Maybe. But anyways, I don't see what any of that has to do with being here. Because,
Well, something to learn.
Yeah, it's like we only came here to see if Mercury's here, and people here don't seem to know who she is. So I don't really know why we're sticking around in the first place.
You're the only one who can hurt Shonaruth.
I mean that one's still kind of up for debate. Because
Selene and I haven't figured it out. Brett hasn't figured it out.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't know.
Hell, even Loki's power probably won't hurt it because maybe it comes from it.
Well, wouldn't that be the perfect reason for it to work against him? Because it's the same thing.
No.
I'm pretty sure something strong enough to not get hurt by other things is strong enough to hurt itself.
I've never. You know those children's stories?
Which ones?
Where the kind that talk about heroes and monsters. The monster's always so powerful, but then something happens and the heroes can win.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, those are stories. That's how stories should end.
I just hope that we can be helpful to you.
Oh.
Because harnessing Weejass's power when Selene and I did, that wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Even harnessing Zuviwal's power now isn't enough. Well, we're not like you.
So you think my power comes from the land?
That's as good a guess as any.
So wouldn't that mean that you guys have the same power? Because you guys are now, like, clerics or something for the land?
I think it works a little differently. Because your power still has that kind of arcane feel to it. Or appearance, anyway. And you were born with it. Selene and I had to learn. In fact, I'm still a bard.
Oh yeah, you haven't played in a while.
Well, I might be getting a little rusty, but I try to play as much as I can. But I don't go anywhere without my violin.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. But
You barely even have to think about it, and your spells go.
yeah, that's just kind of how it's always been. But like, I did still learn things, like how to control it, really, because like things would just happen all the time. And then,
Well, exactly.
like, I couldn't fly before. I learned how to do that.
But the difference is, you didn't have to learn how to even be magical. Even the things that we know innately as tieflings, we still have to kind of learn to exert that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like your will is all that's required. You think about what you want and it happens. Whereas I have to actually, like, concentrate on the fact that now I'm connected to Zuviwal, and I was connected to Weejas, and the whole integration with my violin, and, you know, now holy symbols.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Hell, I don't even know what I am anymore.
You're Mordecai.
I mean, I still look like me.
Yeah. You're still you. Unless you've been switched with the doppelganger. Have you been switched?
Not that I know. Not that I know of.
Yeah, you have to say if you are. It's a rule.
Pretty sure I'm not a doppelganger.
Okay.
Pretty sure I'm just Mordecai.
Yeah.
Tattoos and all. Mostly transparent wings when I want them for a short period of time.
That's
99%
fairly new.
something
Okay.
and 1% elf.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, neither of your
I don't know.
parents are elves. So how do you
Ask
1%?
Cypher. I have no idea. Cypher was the one who was spouting off all sorts of nonsense about
Was
whatever
he-
in the world I am.
How do we know we can trust him? I've never
He's
seen
Cypher.
him teach a class. I don't think he's a professor.
I am not one to question one's credentials when they claim to be a professor. If they're smarter than me, which Cypher very, very much is, I'm an idiot.
Hmm.
then I'm not even gonna argue it.
Well, I'm just saying. We don't know. He could have been making stuff up.
Well, he seems to think that I'm part, like, angel or something. Who even knows?
But, like, when your parents have to be like an angel or something, I don't know.
I don't know. It all changed when we came out of hell.
Yeah. Were you bit by an angel? Because you turned into a vampire, but that's because you were bit by a vampire.
Were you bitten by an angel? It almost sounds like a cheesy pickup line or something.
Adding angel vampires to the list of things that need to run.
It depends. Because I think Cypher was also saying that Selene is an angel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure she's left hickeys on my neck before.
So you were bit by an angel.
Says the girl who also has a tiefling fiance.
Yeah, and? I'm a tiefling.
Can't say that he hasn't bitten you once or twice.
Shut up. You don't know?
Oh, I don't, but I know me. I'm a tiefling as well.
Mm-hmm. And?
And just saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I hope that he's taking your needs into account as well as his own.
Yes.
Good. Being a selfish lover is not a good thing.
Nope. Boots. Yeah, So where did Selene and Bright go?
Bright was preparing spells last time, thought.
Yeah, she must still be in her as best you can get, like, private accommodation in this storm.
Selene insisted on going to go see Regal for whatever reason. Waiting for her to get back.
Who's Regal?
Big fella. That guy, you know that guy I kind of chased down yesterday?
Oh, the hood guy.
Yeah. Time got wiggly wobbly when I was chasing him down. Like I skipped time.
Like fairy cave skip time or like hellscape skip time?
See, that's the thing. I don't really know. I wanted to chase him down. I caught up with him.
Mm-hmm.
In an instant. It's like no time passed. And yet I had walked for blocks. I wanted to get inside. I wanted to get inside the building. I knocked on the door. Nobody answered. I wished to be inside the building, and all of a sudden I was there. Instantly.
So why did you chase after him? What did you need from him?
I wanted to know who he was, why he was saying things like, nothing is as it seems, nor has it ever been otherwise. I wanted to
But
get the
everyone else
understanding
was
of that.
saying that.
Right.
Could have asked anyone.
But the person who initiated it
Mm-hmm.
is probably more likely to know the meaning behind it all.
Maybe. You don't have to know what you're doing to start things.
That's cultish.
You said it, not me.
I don't want to be a part of a cult. I want to know what it is that I'm actually like.
Well, we're not joining anything. We're just here, and we can leave at any time. I can call my brother.
Well, I think.
So if you just wanted to ask him, what is Selene doing? What is she going to see him for?
Who knows?
Well, you think
Sometimes
you
I don't
would
even know
know
that
her
woman.
husband,
Sometimes I don't understand her.
and yet you married
That's
her.
okay. It's perfectly fine. I don't have to understand everything about that woman.
All
It's
right.
just one of the.
As long as you
one of
love
the
each other.
One of the interesting quirks of a half-elf wife who's potentially an angel.
And why didn't she just take you with her? Or why didn't we go with her?
I asked her if she wanted me to go with her. She said no.
Suspicious. Why she's going off on her own to see some man she doesn't know?
That's not what's happening.
You don't know. You're not there.
Because the last time she did that, I reminded her that if she was going to do something like that, it wouldn't be something that I'd be opposed to. She just had to tell me first.
I'll also remind you that when she did that, you were dead. As in, like, undead.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying.
Yeah. The prerequisites now are now fulfilled, and they function correctly. She's not running off anywhere.
All I'm saying was that someone ran into her yesterday.
Yeah, a big ol' hembo.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was kind of funny.
It was kind of
Big ol' Aslandian elf that's shaped like a triangle with no butt. Can't say that that's attractive.
Yeah, you liked Casimir's butt, didn't you? I know you were looking.
You say that like you were there.
I was. That's the fun part.
You know, to be fair,
That's why I
Selene's
know that
thick
Bright
ass.
chewed on the bones.
Selene's thick
Because I
ass
was-
is better.
Mordecai, would you kindly make a religion check for me?
Sure.
Because the two of you are bouncing some ideas off of each other, and whether you know it or not, maybe there's some ideas that are springing up between the two of you having this exchange.
That's a 19.
Yeah, that's pretty good. In talking about your state of undeath and Norallie always being around, even though she wasn't, but she says that she was, and she actually kind of was because you carried her bones with you. And apparently you had a little Selene-shaped angel on your shoulder reminding you of things as well at some point too. But then there's the whole issue of Selene. And as you are reminded of the possibility, even though it might initially feel weird, you have another iteration of this person who was dead, but maybe not, just mostly dead. She was still there. She still was present and was able to come back from that brink, that precipice. and maybe for similar reasons why you were able to unquestion mark consciously pull Selene back from the edge. None of you forgot Norallie. You all had an attachment to her in some way. Whether as a useful tool against Shoneroth, whether as just, you took pity on her being, this orphan kid, or somewhere in between, or something else that's just whatever your feelings for her
She's
at any
like a
point
sister.
in time. Yeah, very strong attachment. You were able to, you recalled her, you kept her close. And so maybe it's not just an isolated incident. Maybe there could be something more to this concept. And why it is that, yes, Ouijas is the goddess of death in very overt senses. But where there's this actual true, death, this drain on memory, even on the land itself. Though that itself combos into supposedly the land does not forget. And why or how could that be? But, between you and Norallie, but I imagine that between the two of you, you have a couple brain cells that you're rubbing together for friction, and it's getting some juices flowing. It's making connections in a way. And in fact, Norallie, I wonder if you are having any particular observations or thoughts in this exchange with your brother, who's not your brother, but he's your brother.
Brother by covenant.
Now, given your... I don't want to say petulance. You're not being completely petulant right now. I'm just going to say, given your mood, what would be some kind of a mental stat that would be fired up right now in this conversation with Mordecai? Would it be nature, religion, maybe even investigation, as different topics are coming up?
Hi, puppy.
I have a +1 in all of those.
All right, well then, pick your flavor.
Could I roll? Could it be Arcana because we were talking about magic earlier?
I will absolutely accept that, and I will give you an appropriate response if you do the thing. Oh.
Nope. I have one brain cell and it didn't hit the corner.
Yep.
I have not experienced thought.
It's all right. You're feeling feisty. So actually, maybe you are petulant right now. For all of you who can't see,
fun.
it is a red number behind Twitch chat there.
For fun, can I roll on the wild magic table? As I'm thinking magically and failing to think magically.
If you cast fireball centered on yourself, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be really pissed.
I
means your head exploded.
will allow this because this is an interesting place to be, and this is an interesting thing.
And I'm also not in a good emotional state. I'm on edge.
I mean, there's also
I
the
just
point
blow
that
up.
that's basically Maddie as the DM going, well, if you want to kill yourself, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
I didn't say that.
Oh no!
I am looking at the magic table, but I didn't say that.
It's
In
what
game.
you didn't say. It's what you didn't say.
53. You are immune to being intoxicated by alcohol for the next 5d6 days.
Ah!
All right.
All right.
So what we're going to do,
5d6?
Mm-hmm.
12 days.
what we're going to do, this was not a fully realized magical spell that caused a flare-up, but we are going to run with the theme of the spell. I still want you... Okay, you did roll the 5d6, 12. Instead of days, this is going to be hours. And I will grant you immunity to being intoxicated. However, that is because you already are. And you can become no more intoxicated. So you are at a threshold and you are at a limit. So you may no more become intoxicated, and I will even extend that into the poisoned condition. But for 12 hours...
Oh, no.
You're
You
immune to
are-
poison conditions, but you're drunk as a skunk.
Now, because...
She's already in the poisoned condition.
because your mind has been unlocked, your inhibitions perhaps have been lowered, or the things that you've always wanted to say have had the gates thrown wide open for you to say them.
Oh no. I already see what's on my mind. Oh no.
I mean, Bright could do that anytime she wants, but I guess now it's like no one has to super try for it or spend a spell slot. I would like you to roll Arcana at advantage, because we're going to see the marbles are rolling around, and we're going to see, or it's like a gumball machine. We're going to see what comes out.
This would be advantage, by the way.
Wow, that was another 8. But fortunately, you have advantage. So
I can't.
this is some. You are truly role playing. This is really hard into this.
It writes itself, everyone.
It does. I'll tell you, it absolutely. It's uncanny. It is creepy that happens. Anyway, during this conversation, Norallie, you, with all the topics that are flowing around, right? It has stirred up your brain cells. They're floating around. They're popping like bubbles in your mind. Things are colliding together, and you've gone from just this lockdown. No, I'm angry, and I'm gonna push this button if someone makes me angrier. And now it's sort of like, whoa. There's just a lot of things that have opened up. And you're absolutely welcome to feel, to recall that, maybe the things they said and did while you weren't with them, even though you were, but they didn't know you were because you weren't, but you were. Some weird state there. The fact that, all your life you've had reasons to be angry. People have wanted to use you. And really, it a lot of it's come down to use you for what you are. Because it wasn't even just Mordecai talking about, you can do something against Shonaroth. Like, Mercury. Everything she did was to try and emulate this, was to try and understand it, was even to try and harvest it. And on that note, you know who else? You know what other patron and their minions pissed you off, Norallie? The Fae. Stabbing you with crystals, after abducting you, keeping you in jail. What's all that about? I bet they wanted me for my power, too. Everyone wanted a piece of you. Except maybe you. I don't know. You don't seem to like your gift or appreciate it, and you're welcome to contemplate out loud or not on that. But in all of this as well, there's a really interesting moment that came up. Because Mordecai was talking about, Bright, brilliant, has had to learn and study, and she's been through all this, and she, in fact, the whole reason that you met Bright was because she was on the boat to come to Mezamaska to get an autograph in a book about her favorite mentor, Delos of the Blue, or like a writer, Delos of the Blue Flame. And that's actually an interesting connection that you had with Bright, too. Because Delos was Helver. But anyway, fantastically powerful, Bright. Then you have, and you're like, yeah, and then Mordecai and Selene. I thought you're supposed to be whatever clerics of the land. Vague gestures in their direction, right? And by the way, Selene, you'll be coming into this scene with a probably a wildly flailing or gesticulating drunk Norallie. And you're welcome to go, what happened in the hour I was away? They supposedly have this power, and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
So
we're mid-conversation, and we probably came off the topic, but Norallie just slams her hands on the table and jumps back to the topics we had. Mordecai, why is it that no one likes me for me? They just want to use my powers. You guys don't even, care. You guys just want me to defeat Shonarith for you guys, You guys are supposed to have, the power of the land, but no, you still need me to do it. I just want to run an orphanage. And you know what else? Do you? Because maybe you guys just want me to go beat this bad guy for you. And then what's going to happen after that? You guys are going to go do something else. I don't know, but I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be running my orphanage. Because that's what I care about. And you guys, you and Selene haven't even helped with the orphanage. I mean, you weren't there, but you didn't even, She's going on this rampage, and then Selene can come in.
Yeah, Selene, you're coming in on this note, and I will put some words in your mouth, Norallie, to accuse over at Mordecai. And by the way, Bright, you don't have to, but if you also want to come on the scene, as there seems to be some raised voices in the initiative dorm.
This would actually be a really good time for me to just happen to wander by. I mean, be like, wow, sorry, I had a really good night's sleep after a little bit of an interruption, and I got an interesting message from Selene, and I had a really nice breakfast, and I practiced oh my goodness.
And you know what? My brother is right. I should be the leader of this group because I'm the one who actually has the power, And apparently I'm the only one who can do this, and everyone thinks I'm the only one who can do this. You guys haven't even tried to find anyone else who knows magic like I do,
And Norallie, one more thing. I'm the only
person on this planet that knows how to use magic just because I was born with it,
And you know who's a better bard, Norallie? You know who's a better bard than Mordecai?
Who's better than you?
DJ's a better bard than Mordecai.
All year.
And you know why DJ's a better bard than Mordecai is? You tell him, Norallie. Sure thing, DM.
A bard?
Because DJ cares. DJ brought cookies. DJ sung songs to Selter when she was crying and alone in her room.
And speaking of Selter actually treats me nicely. She doesn't care that I have this magic power. She's friends with me. I go up on her ship, and I tell her hi, and I give her gifts, and we talk, and then she gives me gifts. It's great. And, she thinks that I'm being too soft on you guys, and I'm letting you guys take advantage of me, but no, I'm letting you guys take advantage of me.
This is all slurred, really, really bad, too, just thinking about it.
I see that Norallie can't adult today.
I was gone for an hour! Why does Norallie sound like she finished a keg of rum?
Selene, why don't you tell people where you're going? We could help you, but now you want to go off and do things on your own. Speaking of people going off doing things on their own, Cypher goes off and tries to do whatever with Shonarith on his own, and now he's dating Selter for some reason. I don't know how that happened at all.
Where is this coming from?
I'm angry!
You don't think I care about you? Norallie, you're like my sister.
Bright, can I get a performance from you?
I don't have a sister. How do you know what having a sister even is like?
You don't think I grew up with other kids?
I don't know. You don't talk about your childhood.
Corinna had brothers and sisters.
I mean,
Oh no, you barely talked about her.
Because she's
And-
gone.
And I know that happens.
So
People leave, and it's upsetting, and you have to deal with it sometimes.
Selene kind of looks down at herself as Mordecai says it. She's like, well, let's not get into that, shall we?
Oh, and then Selene's here stealing bones for some reason. And speaking of bones, but you never apologized for chewing on my bones. You deny you did it, but I know you did.
I mean,
Norallie, you melted my skull! I'm sorry, but,
I didn't do that. The Church of Weezas did. I just agreed because I thought it would be something to like because you're a religious person who at the time was worshiping Ouija. So I thought that I'd pay tribute to you because I care about people, and I thought that it would be a nice gesture to have you there.
Alright.
Even though you took my first kiss without even asking me, and I don't really like you for that. This is the reason. We just never really clicked. But it was mostly that.
Selene just blink, blink, blink.
Is that how you really feel?
Sometimes.
You don't think we care about you?
Oh no.
Norallie, if you wanted to
Almost-
walk away from all of this, I would let you.
Would you? Or
I would.
would you try to convince me to come fight with you because I'm the only one who can do anything against Shonaru? Honestly, if
let you
Shonaru
know.
did.
I would let you know that it's your choice. It is your choice. And we'd find another way. Whatever it was. Whatever it is. If you want to walk away, if you want to take Loki and walk away from all of this, then go. If you truly don't want to be here, Norallie, I don't want to force you. I want this to be your choice. Not mine, not Selene's, not Bright's, not Selter's, not Cypher's. Yours. It would suck, but we'd deal with it. And maybe you're right. Maybe there is someone else who is born of the world in whatever fashion you were that has the same kind of powers that you are. And we would seek them out for as long as it takes. But eventually, we would have to go fight the Sky Shatter Leviathan. Eventually, we'd go fight Shonaruth. And who knows? Maybe we'll actually be able to beat it. With or without you. I will not stand here and be accused of not caring for the people around me.
Mordecai?
You are my sister, Norallie. If you want to walk away, then go. And he kind of points toward the door.
And Norallie is just gonna shut down, and she's just like, crying quietly. She's done ranting and she's just sad.
If you want to go, then go. I'm not stopping you.
Mordecai, that's enough.
It's true, Selene.
It's enough, I said. And Selene would walk up and she'd, because I imagine Norallie sitting down at the moment.
She'd probably plop down on the floor or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Or on a bunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, on one of the bunks. Yeah, Selene would come to kneel down in front of her and gently rest her hands on Norallie's shoulders. I get it. Just a little bit, anyway. You feel pulled in every which direction by forces beyond anyone's real control. All for the purpose of defeating some unknowable horror from beyond the stars. Not feeling like you have any control over your destiny when you would really rather just be with your loved ones, living a simple life.
I think we all wish that.
But whilst there might be another way, as far as we know, there isn't anyone else like you.
I just haven't even tried to find anyone.
It's not the point. The point is, Norallie, I wouldn't be able to just let you go. Because you are our best chance at stopping Shunnaruth. Not our only chance, but our best one.
Norallie's gonna look Selene in the eye.
Ooh.
Oh, Selene's not finished.
Nope, she's interrupting him. You sound a lot like Mercury.
Maybe I do. But the thing is, I don't know if you left. I don't know whether Mordecai, Bright, Zelda, Cypher, the rest of us. I don't know whether we would be able to defeat Shunnaruth. And if we couldn't, and
We'd
that's
find
it,
another way, Selene.
maybe there isn't.
To be fair, you guys don't even know if me helping would actually do anything.
The thing is, if we
We
fail,
don't actually know if I can affect Shonu's directly.
Norallie,
We've never tried it. We've never tested it.
yes, but that's just it. If you're not around, we can't try. And if we fail, then this simple life that you want can't happen. Everybody dies. All of us. Loki. You. Everyone we've ever interacted with. Everyone dies.
Why is that all my fault?
It's not your fault.
You're acting like it is.
No.
I'm one person, Selene.
Yes.
It shouldn't all be on me.
But that's it, that's exactly it. You're one person. And that's why... exactly why I wouldn't let you go. Because we don't want you to be just one person against insurmountable odds, because I'm sure we're not the only ones with the information that we've got. I'm sure if you left, that until the end, there would be people who would seek you out to do exactly as we're doing. I want nothing more than to guarantee that the effort that you put into saving your brother doesn't go to waste. That the relationship that you have and the time that you spend forging it doesn't go to waste. That you have the chance and the ability to grow old with grace. To love and be loved by those around you. This is why I can't let you go. Because, as I said, I don't think we can do it on our own. And if you go to live a simple life on your own, or with your brother, or whoever else, and we fail, which is a real possibility, what would that have been worth? I would keep you here only because I feel like I must, to make sure that you have the best chance to experience. It's not about me. In fact, push comes to shove, I'm probably not going to survive the final fight with Shonuruth. It's something that I've thought about at length. And something that I've made my peace with. So this definitely isn't about me. And given the rate of Mordecai's degeneration,
Yeah, it's definitely not about me either.
it's not about him either.
gonna be old and gray before I turn 35.
We, in the end, Norallie, we in the end simply want to make sure that when the dust settles, that there's actually something to come back to. Not for us, not for Mordecai and I, but for you and for Bright. And to do that, we need your help.
It just... It's just the same thing. You know, if you guys didn't fight with Mercury, she probably could have defeated Shenrith by now.
Yeah, and what would have become of you then? Because I doubt she would have let you go.
No, she would have had what she wanted. To use my powers and defeat Shenrith.
Yes, and then she would have discarded you because she thought of you as nothing more than a tool.
What do you think of me, Selene? If I didn't have these powers, would we hang out?
If I wasn't
Because I think I would hang out with Bright and Mordecai without my powers. I don't think you and me would hang out.
It's not very nice.
No, in all honesty, she's right. But then, without the guide that unites us all, none of us would be here. I would likely still be on Lacuna, alone, studying the bones of long dead dragons.
I'd have left Mazamascum if I'd never met any of you.
But it's fine to posit the what ifs about things, but it's not where we are now, is it? You, by something much above us, were either blessed or cursed, depending on the way that you see it, with this gift that you have. You may want to hate it. You may hate it. I've never asked your opinion on that because I felt like it was not really my place to. But in everything that's happened, the tugs of the strings of all that is have led us all to be here in this very moment together.
Strings of fate woven together like a tapestry.
And as such, you may not care about me or Mordecai or Bright or any of this. And Mordecai has spoken his piece on the subject, but
Not that I don't care about you guys. I just feel that I'm only here to fight Shunruth. And then afterwards, what then?
We go home.
you get to run your orphanage, live out a peaceful life with your brother and with Hiran.
The rest of us will be there for as much as we have it.
Bright, I'm sure, would become some kind of renowned magus of the highest order.
I mean, I think I don't know if we want to look too far past Shoderooth. We might not survive that, but if we do, I mean, I still want to keep the orphanarium, and I might have other things going on. I mean, there's a whole country that I
It's
also
a
have
whole
to
world
take
of
care
possibilities.
So we don't really know, but it won't be that you've served your purpose and I don't talk to you anymore. That won't be it. I know it won't be that. In fact, even if one of us is dead, we can still talk to each other. We just, break the spell.
It's true. If there's anything that I've learned is that when someone passes on from this world, they're not truly gone.
I mean, so long as we just keep so grubby little mitts off.
I mean, that's what happened to you, Selene. You didn't go to Ouija's.
No one knows what happened to me. Not me, not her, not anyone. But besides the point.
I think it's been posited that I couldn't let you go.
Maybe. But I think the real point to take away here, Norallie, is that we don't think of you as a tool to be used and then discarded. Personally, I think we need you along this journey because you're our best chance, but that doesn't mean that after all is said and done, whether we pass or fail, that you're just going to be left behind.
I'd make sure you got home.
That's even beyond that. I mean, with what happened between us, I'm not gonna say anything else besides this simple question. If I didn't care about you, do you think I would have done what I did?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know you all that well, Selene.
Honestly, no one does. Not even Mordecai, and he knows the most. And that's because I have problems. And so do we all, right?
I can't say that I'm not without problems.
I have absolutely no problems whatsoever.
Bright, I'm sorry to say, I think there is a land of flesh trees that would deny you the solace of that statement.
I mean, if you want to bring up actual problems, then sure.
But regardless of words or anything else, you may not believe me. You don't have to believe me. But I do care about you. I know Mordecai does. And Bright too. And Zelda. Cypher even, in I'm sure his own twisted professor nutty way.
He's a nutty professor, that's for sure.
Good job. Look, don't ask me about that man. I didn't spend any time with him.
He's a strange one.
Quite. But we care about you, okay? And I don't want you to ever forget that. Because in the end, at least in my mind, we're doing what we do for the world, sure. But close to home, out of everything, you've got the most to lose. And so we're doing it for the world, but we're also doing it for you. And
What twist in fate has brought us to tread upon this land?
the creators of the universe are horror authors. But in the end, that's what it's about. It's about you. And I'm sure you wish that it wasn't. It would be so much easier if it wasn't, you know? That you weren't foisted onto the pedestal with the spotlight shined upon you in the way that it has been. But that's kind of just the lot that you've been given, and the only thing I can do is help sort everything out so that you can step down and actually have a say in what you want to do for once. Because until he's gone, Shona Ruth will not let you have that say.
That's for damn sure.
So, as you said, you don't like me very much. If you hate me, then hate me.
I don't hate you. I don't hate people.
Or dislike, whichever word you wish to use. If you don't like me, then don't, but... with the time I've got left, I'll be here for you. And Selene gives Norallie a little pat on the shoulder and stands back up, moving over to the bunk. And taking off the armor that she was wearing, laying the greatsword beside it. Going with the shield, the rapier, her simple robes, and the boots and everything. I'm gonna go up to the top of the mountain. There's some answers I'm looking for, and I hope that I can find them there.
I don't think you'll find any answers here. They keep saying it's no answers here, just questions. So you might find the question you're looking for, but you won't find the answer.
We're not really. We just need to find Mercury so that we can find Tia, so we can get Casimir to help us.
Quite, but there's something else that needs to be answered before that.
What's that?
Why is Regal like me?
Wait, why is Regal like you?
Like you?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You remember that little jaunt last night, right?
Yeah? I mean, it would be hard to forget that. I guess somebody could have used modified memory, but... No, I didn't forget. Nobody took that, and I didn't forget.
When he took over my body. Because she had enough lucidity to answer outside of that, so I'm guessing she also would have had the lucidity to recognize that something else had taken control of her. His presence felt very, very similar to mine. And to Raphael's.
Oh. Well, that's certainly worth exploring. I mean, we still don't really know exactly how that works.
And I'm going to find out why.
Is that why you said things were more dangerous?
No, the reason I said things were more dangerous is because while pondering some things, I heard some monks talking and...
Are the monks plotting something? Should we leave?
No. It's less what they said and more what they didn't say.
What did they not say?
When one sweeps a dirt path, it leaves designs etched into the dirt, and as you continue sweeping, the designs change, but everything is still connected.
Mhm.
And that's
That's
what
it. I'm calling my brother. I'm tired of these metaphors, and she just storms out of the room.
You're drunk
This-
dialing again, Norallie.
just talk dialing for the first time. It's like, Norallie, there's no metaphor here. I'm not
That's
finished.
don't even tell me. I'm gone. I'm calling my brother. He'll be here in an hour to pick us up. Get ready to go.
The idea came to mind of something Mordecai heard in the desert.
Norallie is now outside of the room making a
You
phone call.
You remember those 6 words very well, do you not?
Paint the lines, cut the men. Paint the lines, cut the men. Those words give me chills to this day.
And so I'm going to go and find him. Regal and I need to have a discussion.
Do you want me to
Still
come
not
with you?
seeing the unsafe part. Is it just that we're way up on top of a mountain and there's hardly any handrails? Because somebody could very much fall.
Yeah, falling. That's not okay.
The top of the mountain's also radiated in magic, so there's that. But
No, you're not going alone. I'm
I
insisting.
need to go alone.
No, you're not going alone.
Wait, radiating with magic? What do you mean radiating with magic?
I mean radiating with magic. Untyped, raw, primordial magic.
Don't you think that would have been worth mentioning earlier? Let's go take it out. Take a look.
Because the trip to the top, I feel like is one of a personal pilgrimage. You can follow me up to the base before I start climbing, but I need to get to the top alone. It's something
we
that
can all take
needs
turns.
to happen.
But
Yes,
I need
we
to
can all take.
explore that radiating magic for sure.
We can take turns.
Okay, fine. We'll take turns.
Yeah, we're not splitting up, Selene. Every time we split up, something bad happens, and I am not letting something bad happen to any of you.
I mean, to be fair,
I refuse.
that only happens to the people that win on the wrong half of the split. Usually, the other half of the split turns out just fine.
Yeah, it's not bad things happen to us when we split. It's bad things happen to you and I, Mordecai.
This is why I'm not letting you go by yourself.
Norallie just chimes in from outside, which is even worse.
Because should you fall, you don't have the ability to fly, my love. At least not yet.
I have the ability to land on my feet. Don't you worry.
Your body
It's
is
not the
still
same
fragile.
thing.
Yeah, very much so, but Mordecai, if you keep focusing on me and my safety, you can't look ahead to the things that actually need to be done. I get that I'm nice to look at. Trust me, I know. If anyone knows about me having an ass that don't quit, it's me. But, dear. If I'm gone, if I was to fall and I couldn't save myself and I died, what would it be but a rectification of something that had already happened? I already died once, remember? I know you don't want to let go of me, but you have to be willing to, because there's going to come a point where you don't have a choice. And it would make sense that that the death cleric is saying this to the grave cleric. Don't be afraid of death. And she boops his nose. Right. Now, I'm going on this hike. If you're coming with, come on then.
You coming, Norallie?
I would like to know if my brother received my resending.
He probably has.
Okay. Did he give me a reply?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't have an ETA yet, so I guess.
Good, because we're all going together.
That's fine. I don't want any metaphors on the way up, though.
That's fine. I'll probably just be playing a song. These lyrics that have been just stuck in my head. I've got to put them down on paper.
Bright, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to go with. I want to
Okay.
go up as well. For different reasons.
Same destination, different purpose?
Pretty much.
Okay.
That more or less describes this whole game, though, really.
Very
I mean, not
astute.
wrong.
Yeah. All right then. What we'll do? Why don't we get up and take a? We'll take a little break here as you all resolve to rise to the summit of the Brow Mountains and explore this derelict building at the top with no obvious way forward, so that you may each do your things. Everyone out there, get up, stretch, do what you got to do. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. I have 12:50, so I guess we'll be back at 1, and we will rise to the occasion, question mark. But we'll see
Hey,
you then.
Lamau.
Hey.
Hey.